Today is December the 5th. Ready to open the door number 5? Well, stay tuned and you will see it. What is behind the door number 5 and what's in parcel number 5. Be aware of what is going to happen. Take care and I'll see you in the video. Bye. Well, good afternoon everybody. Today is the 5th of December and for the Advent calendar we are up to door 5. And door 5 down on my chocolate one is down here. I've got little Leo with me today. He's a cutie. What's happening? I had me volunteered today. You probably notice I'm still in the same shirt. I have 2 sets of the same outfits which I wear for my volunteer. And I only wear them for my volunteer work. So you could say it's like a uniform I like to wear. So, okay. Oh, the chocolate. Let me see. The Grinch. I think it's the Grinch. It looks like the Grinch to me, but he won't be here for long because you know what? Where chocolate is best way to go? I'll show you. Up and over. This is a good thing about chocolate. It's beautiful. Oh, and I realised under each of these flaps there's something. And this one says, "Is it sunny outside?" Well, it's not sunny outside here in Coffs Harbour at the moment. It's a bit overcast and that, but it is so hot. When I got home, on with the fan. It's so hot. Day 5. Now, where's 5? This is my Twinkle and Shine calendar. And behind it is different things about each country. And number 5 is up here. I wonder what's behind number 5 today. Does anybody else have an Advent calendar? Oh no. What's it say? Oh, this one's easy. Easier than French. Merry Christmas in Spanish is Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad is a song. That's in part of a song. Can you see it? Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas in Spanish is Feliz Navidad. That's a good one. Yeah. That's it. Now, oh, this is upside down. So now I've got this box that my friend Denise sent to me. If you see in the first video when I open this, you know how much what she did means to me. I have never met Denise, never, but I will be in February when I head down to Tassie. Now, what we got? We want number 5. That's number 9. Oh, here's number 5, not far in. Oh, not the right way. Got to have things the right way. Okay. Here we are. Opening the packet. Opening the packet. Opening the packet. Opening the packet. I wonder what's in here today. Oh. Oh, what has she got? Mm. It's a bag. Love the bag. It is beautiful. But on the front, it's got carrying us closer to a cure. Breast cancer crusade. Oh, this is an Avon bag. Oh, I know I've appreciated everything that Denise has given me. I do appreciate this, but the one thing that pisses me off about things is everything is targeted towards breast cancer. You mean everything. You think it's all pink, it's breast cancer, everything's for breast cancer. I know breast cancer is really something we need to aware. But there are a lot of other cancers out there that don't get a mention in anything. You know? Cervical cancer. You don't hear awareness for cervical cancer. Ovarian cancer. Ovarian cancer is more deadly than breast cancer. Well, in my opinion anyway. Ovarian cancer, once they've found it, most of the time it is too late. Yes, the woman can live longer and everything, but eventually, yeah. My ex in Mooloolaba, his wife had ovarian cancer. And of course she passed away. It's hard. There are no tests that I know of for ovarian cancer. With cervical cancer, regular pap smears is what we need. In 2008, I went to the doctor because I was bleeding. He said, it's probably okay, you know, probably nothing, but I'll give you a referral to go see a gynecologist. And he also suggested maybe go and have an ultrasound, an internal ultrasound to see what's going on. I was scared. I went for the ultrasound, and the guy said, everything looks okay, blah, 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 looks good. Went to the gyno, had the surgery on the 13th, gyno said, in the process of looking to see where the bleeding was coming from, would do a curette at the same time. Okay, that was the 13th of October 2008. A week later, I was in the doctor's office, surgery, in the gyno's office, and he said to me, you've got cancer, but we don't know where it is. He said to be on the safe side, it's best to have a total hysterectomy, tubes, ovaries, everything go. When you hear the word cancer, it's just hard. I've got, and had to, so I had to have a hysterectomy, which he said he wanted within 4 weeks. So when I went back home, I actually Googled, he gave me the pathology results, which I Googled, and found that the cancer was pertaining to the cervix. And a friend told me it's early stages. So I put my application thing into the hospital to have the hysterectomy, and they had to wait. I ring, no, haven't heard anything. Ring another week, no, haven't heard anything. I was volunteering at the hospital at the time, so would go up and find out, no, sorry, haven't heard anything. Went up 1 week, said yes, they've put your surgery in for the 1st of December. I thought the 1st of December, especially when the gyno, he wanted it within 4 weeks. I said, is that okay? Is he sure that's when he wants it, that's when they can get it in and everything? So she ran and rang the doctor, the gynecologist for me to find out, because I was worried. I wasn't quite sure how fast the cancer was growing. And she understood how I was anxious about it, about how it was growing. She understood that. She came and suggested, gyno said, yeah, it's okay. So I think it was about 6 weeks after I was told that I finally had the surgery. So the 1st of December, I had the surgery. A week later, I went back to see my gyno for the results. And he said it was got a door. It was still contained in the cervix, so it never got outside that. So I didn't need treatment, so I was lucky. But there are women out there who are not so lucky. There are women who do not want to have pap smears because maybe embarrassing. You got to go up on the table with your legs apart. But it's not for long. And because my cancer was caused by HPV, human papillomavirus, I had to go back for another checkup about 6 weeks' time, just to check to see if HPV was still present, which it was, which meant I had to go for another small operation where the gyno was trying to burn away the HPV. He said it all looked good, and because he had to burn away, I had to insert cream in me to help with the help heal the burning part of it. Then I had to go back 3 months later, again for another one, and again it still showed the HPV. And again, another surgery. I don't know how long this was on, and every time I had to insert cream to help with the healing process of where he burnt. And at once it got so much as to what happened. I remember laying on the bed, legs apart because I had inserted, and I was crying. I was sick of having to shove this thing in me. I was sick of what happened. And I just threw the tube, applicated with the cream in it. You know? It was not fair. I was only sexually active maybe 2 years. But it'd be about 2.5 years when this happened. 6 months before I was told I had cancer, I had a normal pap smear. Then I told you got cancer in 6 months. And all this I went through alone. When I had the hysterectomy, I stayed at friends up at Whoopi. Actually, it's Woolgoolga. And I stayed there for a few days. Just for the few days. It was long enough for me to get used to it, to have someone around to help and everything. When I got back to where I was staying, I was okay. Because you can't bend over, you can't do this, you can't do that, you've got to watch everything. So I had organised my home where I didn't have to bend to anything. Like my furniture was moved before I went to the hospital. I had a friend, a so-called friend, who I was in the caravan park, and she lived just across the road in the same caravan park. And not once did she come over to see how I was, to see if I needed a hand, if I dropped anything, could she help. Not once did she come over. And the same woman is the woman who my ex is living with. That same woman. I went through the hysterectomy by myself, you know. Mum and Dad said they were going to come down after I had it for a few days, you know. Well, Dad was the one who told me they were going to come down. That's the last I heard of it. No, it doesn't say, oh no, it calmed down for some reason. There was no sorry, it can't come. There was no other word. That is all I heard about that, and he didn't turn up. And I think you all know I get emotional about things. How he didn't even care enough to let me know they weren't coming. But the worst part is, one of my sisters was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2005. At the same time that I realised I was gay. I was more worried about me than I was about her. But I found out when I was diagnosed, of course, her mum and dad, and one sister rang me. They wanted to find out what was going on, you know, and she'd heard all stories. I said, no, it's only early and everything. And she told me stories where all Dad cared about was the sister with the breast cancer. But Trish, the one who rang me, she had been through cancer. You know, she was still fighting cancer when she rang me. In 2008, she died a year later. And Dad did not care. All he was worried about was one for the breast cancer, was getting her support she needed. That's all he was worried about, was her. He didn't care that I had cancer. He didn't care that Trish had cancer. All it was about him. About Monica. You know? You know, life is really a bitch. Parents, I know people out there say they've got the most wonderful parents, how loving parents, and me, I never had that. Never. No hugs, no saying I love you, nothing. There was nothing like that in my family. Not for me anyway. You know? I just thought everything was going on in my life. The way I was treated growing up was because that, I don't know, maybe I am the middle child of 9. It's like, I do remember growing up. I remember growing up thinking that I was adopted. That's what I felt. I felt I was not in my family. I belonged to someone else, and somehow I was in this family. But sadly, they were my family. You know? And that's why when I think anything pink that's advertising breast cancer, it's something I don't want to be connected with. You know? It's something I do not want to be connected with. I know Denise does not know this. Denise did this with because she wanted to, because she wanted me to know that I'm loved and I'm appreciated. You know? Love, what is love? I don't know what love is. My parents never showed love to me. My first ex, Jim, I don't know, he's a man, men just, that's all I want, you know. And Donna, she told me love, but look at how she treated me. Denise has suggested maybe that I move down near her. You know, Tasmania is cold. But I've got no support here. I don't know what I'm going to do. But seeing this, it's like those of us who have been through some other kind of women's cancer. It just does not matter. That's how it seems to me. It's like I didn't matter enough that I only had cervical cancer. No, you'll be right. No worries. A a few years ago, they thought my cancer had come back, and I had to go for biopsy and that. When I thought I'd back, I went to the hospital looking for a support group for anyone for cervical cancer, not any kind of support group. I'm still waiting to hear if they have found a support group. So there is no support group. There's nothing in Coffs Harbour. Back then there wasn't for anyone to do with cervical cancer. If I had breast cancer, I would get all the support under the world. They would give me support. But for anything else, there was nothing. When I was first told the first place I had cancer, even a gyno didn't suggest any kind of support. You know? It is really hard. And this just brings it all back. I know I do love and appreciate what Denise has, but this bag, I can't use it. You know, I cannot use it because it is directed towards breast cancer. Yes, last year, early this year, I had a lump on my breast, and I waited a while, thought, no, go away. Then I went to the doctor. She said it's only a cyst. But they said, I'd like to check it out because my sister had breast cancer. So I went and had a mammogram, and I had a ultrasound, and it come back, it was a cyst. But if it was breast cancer, I would have got the support. There would have been probably support out me. They would have given me everything, you know, but I've never had support from anyone, really. No support for anything. Maybe that's why I'm so strong, because I've had to do it myself. My ex, Donna, I never got support from her for anything. She told me she had a brain tumour. And I wish, when she told me she was sick because of it, I would text and say, I wish I could be there for her. And she lied and said she wishes that too. But we both know. She knew there's no way I could be there for her because she was with another woman who was there. And the problem is the lies. She did not have a brain tumour. No way did she. Her other girlfriend is the one who had brain trouble. She had brain cancer, but she had a problem with the brain when she needed surgery. And it wasn't Donna at all. So she lied. And I said in an email that she lied about her tumour. And she swore on her brother's grave that she did have the tumour. You know, she swore on her brother's grave. And she lied. Is her brother even dead? You know, that's what I don't know. That whole 4 years that I knew her it's a waste of my time. My effort to try and let her know that I did want to be in her life. From the beginning, it was never going to happen. But there's no way. I'm sorry, Denise, but that won't be getting used. There's no way I can use that. No way. People think, I don't care what people think, but this is how I feel. And no one is going to tell me how I feel. To stop feeling how I feel. Unless you've been through what I've been, exactly the same thing, almost the same thing, you will never know what I feel about breast cancer. Yes, it's important for women to get checked. I get checked every year. I have a mammogram every year. mainly because of my sister having breast cancer. My sister got breast cancer from our mum's parents, because mum's parents both had bowel cancer. And that's where it come from. My gyno told me that breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and bowel cancer are all connected. So if someone in your family has had either of those three things, there is a chance that you're going to get any one of those three things. So, and usually with breast cancer, it comes back. It comes back somewhere else. You know, I'm sorry, it just turned out to be an emotional video. It wasn't meant to be. But seeing that bag, I've got nothing to give it. Guess pink. I like pink. It's okay. My favourite colour is purple, but when it's, as I said, when it's targeted towards breast cancer, I'm sorry. I just can't do it. It's like a slap on the face. I don't know what I'm going to tell Denise about that. I might not just ignore it, because she didn't know. It's nothing against Denise. It's not that. It's just about the way things are in this world. So, women out there, you girls who are watching this, make sure you get checked. Whether it be for breast cancer, whether it be for cervical cancer, make sure you have your pap smears. I don't know what it's like in your country. We get a pap. My last pap smear, I went to the doctor for it, and she did it once. It hurt, and she couldn't get anything. Then to have another one, again it hurt, and still she couldn't get enough to get a result. So she sent me to see a gynecologist. And he explained that the reason why she didn't get anything is because once you over 50 or 60 or so, I can't remember what age you said, you start to thin out, and you start to thin out inside, and that's why she couldn't get enough. So he thought he'd have a look, so he had a look, and he said everything looks good. He even did a pap smear, and you know what? Didn't feel it. But with the doctor, I think God knows they do it better. So girls, women can have pap smear. I think pap smears in Australia, it's every 2 years. With breast cancer, once we reach 50, we have 3 mammograms every year. Is it? I can't remember, because I have it every year because of the cancer in my family. I have it every year. My pap smears are every year. I think next year I'll go back to the gyno because he didn't hurt. No, he knows what he's doing. It didn't hurt. I'm not going to try with the doctor next time. So, as I said, I'm not quite sure what country you are in and what the regulations are for your pap smears and breast cancer, your breast mammograms. I know mammograms, it's when you reach, in Australia, once you reach 50, you can get 3 mammograms. Because I think that's the only age, I think, is it 50 to 70? I think it is. Pap smears, they start young. I think pap smears, as soon as you become sexually active, is when we start, in Australia, that's when we start having pap smears. Because what they're looking for is HPV, any change in the cells in your cervix, that is what they're doing. Because sex is what causes, mostly the cause of HPV, which can cause cancer. But I was also told that you don't even have to have sex to get HPV. The gyno told me he had a patient with his. She was a nun. And guess what? She had HPV. And she was still a virgin. So she never had sex. So she had got cervical cancer. So you did not even have to have sex to get... As a child of nun, she wouldn't get anywhere near a man. But she still had cervical cancer. So no matter what, there's nothing. If you're going to get it, you're going to get it. It's just the luck of the draw. If you want to put in the comments what country you're from and what other regulations you have on having pap smears. Is there an age before you can have pap smears? Especially when you got a test for HPV. How old do you have to have? Is there a minimum age for you to have your pap smear? Like I said, in Australia, as soon as you start being sexually active, that's when they suggest you have your pap smear. But it's same all around the world. These days, kids are having sex early, and in some countries, I think I've heard they've got to be a certain age before they have pap smear because they're too young to get this and too young to get that. But it's just so wrong, you know. So let me know in the comments in your country what age, the minimum age where you can be when you have your pap smear. I said you don't need to have sex. You don't need to have sex with a man to get it. He can have it on his hand. He can have it around his groin area. It could be anywhere. It's not something that's just on his penis and around there. It's not just that's where it is. He could have it anywhere on his body. So that is it, you know. I think that maybe that is why, that's my reason why, as to why there is not much talk about HPV. No, I never even heard of HPV. Maybe because it wasn't talked about. We didn't have such an education in school. We had nothing, nothing from the family, nothing at home about sex education. We were told nothing. Nothing about the birds and the bees. I'm still waiting to be told about the birds and bees. I found all about it myself. Yeah. Life is so wrong. Governments, the legislation on health benefits. I feel for those you in countries who do not have the kind of health care that we have in Australia. Like, we can get free health care. I can get free health care. I can go to my doctor and it does not cost me a cent. Because I'm on a government allowance called New Start Allowance. I get a healthcare card which I can get bulk billed at the doctors. If I can go to a public hospital, I don't need insurance to actually go to emergency department at the hospital. I can go into the hospital and it doesn't cost me a cent in the hospital. What else? Ambulance. I can get free ambulance. I did ring the ambulance. I didn't think about the cost. I thought, no, I've got to get to the hospital because all these pills I took. I got a bill, and because of my health card, it didn't cost me a cent. I know in some countries the healthcare is ridiculous. Your healthcare comes out of your pay, and if you don't work, well, you've got no healthcare, which really stinks. As you don't know how many people out there who are sick and they cannot afford healthcare for themselves or even for their family. This is why I feel Australia is a lucky country. You know, I love Australia. If I was born in another country and I wasn't working, well, I would probably be on the streets. That would be what would have come to, because you have to work to have insurance, and once you lose your job, then your insurance is gone. That I don't know. I only know by what I see on TV. You know, that is all I only know about what I see on TV. Come explain to me if that's the truth. If you want to see it, go to the hospital for emergency, you got to have insurance. Is that correct in what I see on TV? I know I see things on TV, and of course you think they'd have to be real, you know, but some people say not everything is real on TV. I do feel sorry for those who are in a country where you have to have health insurance to see your doctor, health insurance to go to the hospital, or they will not see you, because who is going to pay for that? It is. And it's so wrong, you know. I did not want to get this into this debate about this. It's just, that is what brought this on. I have never talked on my videos about my brush with cancer, you know. I haven't talked about it much about it. No, it's not something I talk about, but it's just when I sing that, it got to me. Yeah. But my hysterectomy, I breezed through that. The only trouble I had is that I lost a bit of blood in surgery. And my blood pressure was very low, and they couldn't get it up. In the end, I decided to do a blood transfusion. But it didn't tell me how many bags and how long it was going to take. I had about 3 bags of blood, and it took to well into the night. So I was strung up to this blood machine. And it wasn't until after I did get the blood that I realised, yes, I wasn't feeling too good, because I was walking around the hospital. I had to walk around to see where I was in the hospital, because I was actually doing volunteer work there. And because I volunteered there, I wanted to find out where it was. But I think I should end this. This got to be very emotional when it should have been. And it's just about, it's what Denise gave me. I know if I told her, she would be upset, but I'm not blaming her for this. She didn't know. A lot of people do not know what I've been through with my cancer. You know, it's probably how I was alone, you know. I got through it myself, you know. It was hard. I know at the time I was living in the caravan park. I remember one night I just broke down completely. I can't remember if it was before or after my hyster. And I come out one day and this guy said, I said, who lives in there? I said, I do. I said, I live alone. He said, why? Well, someone was laughing at him. I said, there was no one laughing. He said, well, someone, because him and his wife, he said, him and his wife had a fight. He thought someone was laughing at him. I said, no, there was no one laughing. And what it was me crying. That's how bad my crying was. That's how bad I can get. When you're really lonely and it's like no one gives a damn about you, about what is happening to you, about how you're feeling, about anything, about how you're going, especially when you've been through. Hysterectomy is a serious operation. I mean, it is a serious operation. And this bird, Jennifer, did not give a damn. She's only a person who is after things for herself, and if things don't go her way, watch out. So Donna has got to watch out. If she finds out what Donna has been doing, well, she better watch out. I don't mean wish harm on anybody. I hope that Jennifer never finds out about what Donna's done, but then again, on the other hand, I do. Is that being nasty? Well, Donna was nasty. I'm a good person. I respect people. People treat me with respect, I will treat them back. I should end this video now. It wasn't supposed to be so long and get into everything. You know, it was that bag that did it. You know, because And I said, I won't be using it. There's no way I can use that of the way I feel about that. No one can know how I feel about that. You know, no one. There's no one who actually will understand. It's hard. But I get through it. And why do I get through it? Because I'm a strong bitch. Can I say that on here? I'm a strong person. I'm a strong woman. I've had to be strong. I've had to support myself, had to look after myself when no one else wanted to. Okay, get out of the road. Introduce you to my little Leo. This is little Leo. I can't remember what his kit name is. He was, so I get the shake, but I want to move this around. He was my first little boy I brought. He was only a cheap boy. I think he was about maybe 120. I think Australian dollars. When I seen that face, I looked at it. I see it was on upsale for a while on Facebook, and I just had to have him. You know, didn't I? You had to come home to mummy. I realised I've got a baby will be here next week. I forgot about that baby. I forget. I know there's a payment in my bank. I was wondering what it was. I thought, what did I give her this for? I said, she hasn't told me how much she wants to pay for Adam to get done up, you know. So I thought, what is this? You know, until I went through the messages and I found, yes, it's a baby. I've got another baby coming. I've got to think of an idea. Yeah, I know the kit name and everything. I just got to think of a name for it. I might call it by the kit name. That's the way things are going at the moment. And listen, so this is little Leo, and so we are going now because this is a long video. I hope you survived through it. As you know, I can get emotional over some things. I think my life has been like that. No more talk about it. This is a happy talk. So we will say goodbye to you. Leo will say goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, I'm hopeless. Well, if you're new to my channel, I hope this video did not scare you off. Not all my videos are like this. It depends. It was that bag that set me off. That's all it was. Yeah. Well, if you wish to, please subscribe. If you don't wish to, that's okay. But it'd be nice if you did. And if you have a Reborn channel, I will subscribe to you as well. I'll reciprocate anyone who subscribes to me and is a Reborn channel. So when you subscribe, don't forget to click the little bell to get notification of any video I put on. I'll be doing a video each day up until Christmas because of my NVAT calendars. So please tune in to see what's behind all the doors tomorrow and see what little parcel I get out of Denise's box tomorrow. Be interesting. Tomorrow I got the next 5 days off, so the video won't be so late going up. So this is a long video. It's going to take a while because it's 45 minutes. I should go. So thank you again. Thank you to my subscribers, and I hope you have a good day. Look after yourself, and we will see you in my next video tomorrow. I'll have a next baby with me tomorrow, so take care. Bye. Bye.